Welcome to another day of an M3 track build. We're buttoning up the engine bay. We just threw the front bumper back on, waiting on the brakes and some extra suspension components before we put everything back together. We also ordered some brake ducting so we can actually use the GT4 front splitter with a hard motorsport brake shield in the front and gyro disc rotors. So gonna have a huge upgrade on braking. We already took off all the old stuff, all the suspension bits in here, coilovers, SPL, Hotchkiss, and we even painted the little hubs in black, so that way if we ever run like E88s that don't have center caps, they're not going to be ugly, rusty look. But in a separate video we'll go over everything we did in the engine bay, but basically like 80% of the maintenance items we covered in the engine. We put the factory headlights back in to replace the those spider ones I had on here, and put in some cool white Oxito LED angel eye bulbs. So today, here's the rear suspension. Got to put the coilovers in, but we have the whole It Seems Legit garage kit in here. Again, brake upgrades coming later today. But in this episode, we are going to be doing a differential fluid drain and fill. Got 2 liters of 75 140 Ben's down here.
Hey. We
are going to drain the diff. They are 14 millimeter Allen head bolts. Order the kit from FCP Zero, so we have 2 brand new O-ring drain bolts and fill bolt. I believe the diff has been drained at some point in the last year or two, so it looks pretty clean. But because we are doing basically a full front to back track build, minus like 10%, there's still some things we have to do after this, like wheels and potentially a roll bar. I still want to daily drive this car. So don't want to go too crazy all at once. We'll build it over the rest of the summer. But there's the drain, and fluid capacity is roughly 1.5 liters. All right, so there you see the drain right there. So while the diff is draining down there, Ben also pulled out our rear speaker deck lid here because it was all faded out from sitting in that Georgia sun. I got this one for 20 bucks from that 328, the same donor trunk, but turns out the rear speaker grill is missing a tweeter because the M3 has a better audio system. So instead of using this one, which I'm now probably gonna sell, we restored the original one from the car. We got a can of this matte black fabric spray paint, and we just sprayed it, basically the whole can, and this is how it looks. I mean, it's pretty close to factory looking, I should say. It's just like a matte black, and before it was like a light gray and even turning into like a purple haze. So 13 bucks, get a can of this, and it'll make it look close to new again. Check out the painted deck lid going back into the car. It looks fabulous. Before you could tell it was like purple and all grayed out. Now it looks basically brand new again. A lot did actually have to come out of the car to get this out, like these side seat panels and the seat cushion and all that stuff had to come out, but not too bad. Took a couple hours, I should say, in total, including the painting. But again, save it, 13 bucks for a spray can, and give yourself a nice new looking interior. We're basically just gonna pump until it starts to drip out of the drain plug.
Probably just hold that. You got that?
So
Thanks.
Seems like we've already taken about 3/4 of a liter, and this stuff is thick, so that transfer pump is...
It does not like the pump.
And we're basically almost empty. So keep that handy, because once it starts to empty out, it starts to tilt over, and then you'll have a spill. We don't want that. And we just put down this nice garage deck. Try to keep it as clean as possible.
I'm gonna make a mess of it anyway.
So, and then once it starts to drain out, that's when we know it's topped off and ready to put the new plug back in.
Ready. Let's see.
So the torque spec for the 2 drain bolts, fill in the drain, same thing, 44 foot-pounds. So we'll get those tightened up, and that's really as simple as that. It's very accessible up there. You don't need to remove anything to get towards the fill and the drain. They're like literally right on top of each other. But again, preventative maintenance, we didn't have to do it, but it's kind of like while we're there type things. The car's already in the air getting all new fluids, so this thing is gonna be pretty much ready to hit the track after we get the custom wheel alignment done. And until we'll probably do the fluid again if I upgrade the diff to a 3.85, which comes out of a 6-speed manual. This one, the DCT cars, I believe is around 3.15, around there. So with the 3.85, car is going to be a lot more torqueier in the lower rev range, and we should get some nice lap times with that diff. For this build, again, we kind of missed a lot of it, but we're just going to break it out into little videos over the course of this build. And that way, for you guys watching, you could focus on any little upgrades that we're doing to the cars. Next video that we're about to film is going to be on the GT3. We're going to do hood struts, cabin air filter, and transmission fluid all at once, so probably put that all into 2 videos as well. But again, if you guys like these M3 clips, follow along with the track build, and see you in the next one. See you guys.